Why do you always choose the wrong person? Why does it always seem like the people you love the most are the ones who hurt you the most? Why does your heart chase the one who pulls away, but stay silent for the one who actually shows up? You might think it's bad luck, you might think it's your taste, or you might think you are the problem. But the truth is, you are trapped in an invisible survival pattern. You don't choose the wrong person because you are foolish. You choose them because your nervous system was trained to call chaos home. Your body learned the shape of love before your mind ever learned the definition of it. The first people who taught you what love feels like also taught your body what love should feel like. Even if what you learned was fear, inconsistency, or emotional starvation. If you have ever blamed yourself for choosing the wrong person, stop. This is not your fault. You are not broken. You are not stupid. You are not addicted to toxicity. You are simply someone whose body is still trying to resolve an old story through new relationships. And today, we are going straight to that truth, not to shame you, but to free you. Because the moment you understand the pattern, you stop being controlled by it. By the end of this video, you will not only understand why you keep repeating these patterns, you will finally see the door out of them. You will understand that the wrong people were never your destiny, they were the mirror of your unhealed past. And once you heal that past, your choices will change naturally. The first, why you always choose the wrong person. Here is something most people never realize. You do not choose your partner with your logic. You choose them with your nervous system. Before your mind says, "This person is good for me," your body has already scanned their behavior, their tone, their energy, and quietly asked, "Does this feel familiar?" Your childhood becomes the blueprint. If the environment you grew up in was unpredictable, inconsistent, or emotionally lonely, your body learned that love is something you have to earn, chase, or fight to keep. So when someone shows you gentle interest or stable affection, your mind says yes, but your body says no. You feel uncomfortable. You feel uninterested. You feel no spark. Not because the person is wrong, but because the feeling is unfamiliar. You are not used to being safe. You are used to surviving. Think about the kind of person you usually fall for. The one who pulls you in and pushes you away. The one who makes you feel like you must earn their love. The one who feels like a challenge rather than a home. Your mind sees the red flags, but your body remembers them as home. That is why your attraction feels like gravity. You feel an instant connection, not because it is love, but because it is familiar. Your body isn't choosing a person. Your body is choosing a memory. This is how childhood trauma shapes adult attraction. The brain forms pattern recognition loops. When you grow up around fear, inconsistency, or emotional hunger, your amygdala becomes overactive, and your attachment system becomes anxious or avoidant. So as an adult, you are drawn to people who recreate that emotional tension. Your nervous system is not looking for love. It is looking for what it already knows. This is why healthy love feels strange, and unhealthy love feels magnetic. Not because it is right, but because your nervous system is dysregulated. This is not your fault. This is conditioning. This is wiring. And until you name this pattern, it repeats like a silent echo from your childhood. Patterns don't repeat because you want them to. They repeat because your body believes they keep you safe. But they don't keep you safe. They keep you stuck. And this is the moment everything changes. The reason you always choose the wrong person has nothing to do with your worth. It has everything to do with what your nervous system learned before you even learned how to speak. Once you understand that, you stop blaming yourself. And you start seeing the truth. You are not choosing the wrong person. Your unhealed wounds are choosing for you, and they can be healed. The second, how childhood trauma rewires your nervous system. Childhood trauma does not stay in your past. It stays in your body. It shapes the way you react, the way you attach, and the way you love. When you were a child, you had one job: survive your environment. And your body did whatever it had to do. If the emotional world around you was unsafe, your nervous system adapted fast. It rewired itself to protect you, even if that protection now destroys your adult relationships. Here is what really happens inside your body. The threat system becomes hypersensitive. When you grow up in tension, your body stays alert. You watch faces. You watch voices. You read the room before you speak. As a child, this kept you safe. As an adult, it pulls you toward people who trigger the same alarm. You mistake danger for desire. Your body chases the people who make your heart race, not the people who make your soul rest. The reward system becomes confused. If you had to work for love, your brain learned that effort equals affection. You performed, you earned, you chased. That pattern becomes normal, so when someone gives love easily, it feels empty. But when someone makes you doubt yourself, your brain lights up. You feel alive, not because it is love, but because it is the same cycle your nervous system grew up in. The body confuses anxiety with connection. If love in your childhood came with yelling or silence or instability, your nervous system associates intensity with intimacy. The chaos feels familiar. The calm feels wrong. Your body learned to bond through fear instead of safety. This is why you feel chemistry with the wrong people. This is why you feel nothing with the right ones. This is why your relationships feel like roller coasters instead of homes. This is not your weakness. This is biology. When your nervous system stays in survival mode for too long, the amygdala becomes overactive. The prefrontal cortex goes offline. Your attachment system becomes anxious or avoidant. Your adult relationships become reenactments of childhood patterns. And you don't even realize it, because the body remembers what the mind forgets. Your nervous system is not asking, is this person good for me? It is asking, does this person feel like the emotional world I survived? Once you understand that, everything changes. You stop blaming yourself. You stop thinking you are broken. You stop calling your trauma taste. Your choices were never random. They were programmed. And that programming can be rewired. Slowly, gently, one safe connection at a time. The third, 6 types of trauma that make you choose the wrong person. You are not choosing the wrong person. Your childhood is choosing for you until you take the power back. We will now look at 6 childhood wounds that silently shape the people you choose. These patterns do not come from who you are today. They come from who you had to be back then. Growing up in chaos, you confuse instability with passion. You crave highs and lows. Your childhood home was a place where you never knew what would happen next. One moment things were calm. The next moment someone was yelling, doors slamming, silence thick like smoke. Your nervous system lived in survival mode. Chaos became your baseline. As an adult, calm people feel boring. Safe people feel unfamiliar. But someone intense, unpredictable, dramatic, they activate your body instantly. You call it chemistry, but it is not chemistry. It is your nervous system lighting up because it recognizes the storm. You are not addicted to the person. You are addicted to the adrenaline. Abandonment. You chase people who do not choose you. Imagine being a child waiting for affection that never came. Or a parent who stayed but was emotionally absent. In your body, this created a core belief. Love leaves. So as an adult, your nervous system pulls you toward distant and unavailable partners. Not because they are right, but because that distance feels familiar. A part of you is still desperately trying to fix what your childhood broke by making someone stay. You keep choosing people who leave because a part of you is still trying to make someone stay. Your body prioritizes familiarity over happiness. Unpredictable parents. You crave emotional highs and lows. As a child, the same person who hugged you on Monday ignored you on Tuesday. Warm one moment, cold the next. You never knew which version of them you were going to get. Your nervous system learned to chase the warm moments and survive the cold ones. This created a cycle: dopamine during the highs, cortisol during the lows. As an adult, you confuse inconsistency with intimacy. Mixed signals feel like passion. Uncertainty feels like attraction. You fall for the people who give you emotional whiplash because your nervous system was trained to love in fragments, not in stability. Emotional neglect. You tolerate people who do not meet your needs. You learned early that your feelings were invisible. Your needs were too much. Your voice did not matter. Your body adapted by shrinking. by staying quiet, by not needing anything. As an adult, you attract partners who give you the bare minimum, partners who do not check on you. It feels normal to be emotionally starved because you were raised on emotional starvation. Your heart learned to survive without being fed. So now you call hunger love conditional love. You choose partners you must work for. Growing up, love depended on your performance. You had to be good. You had to behave. You had to achieve. Only then were you praised. Only then did you feel loved. Love was not given freely. It was a reward. Your nervous system learned that love must be earned. So, as an adult, you fall for partners who make you prove your value. They pull away. You chase. They withhold. You work harder. You believe deep down that if you do enough, they will finally love you the way you needed back then. You are not loving them. You are negotiating for the affection you never received. Attachment wounds. You sabotage healthy love. As a child who never felt emotionally safe, your caregivers were unpredictable or distant or overwhelmed. You never learned that closeness is safe. Your attachment system formed in fear, in anxiety, in avoidance. So as an adult, when someone is healthy and present, your body panics. You pull away, or you pick people who pull away. You recreate the same emotional distance you grew up in. You do not sabotage love because you fear intimacy. You sabotage love because your nervous system does not trust safety. You are not missing people. You are only repeating the love pattern from childhood. The fourth, why chaos feels like love. Trauma bonding explains why the people who hurt you the most feel the hardest to leave. It is not weakness. It is not obsession. It is biology. It is survival wiring that started long before you learned the meaning of love. Trauma bonding happens when a relationship switches between affection and emotional danger, warmth and withdrawal, attention and silence, love and fear. These emotional highs and lows create a chemical loop inside your brain. Dopamine during the good moments, cortisol during the bad ones, relief after fear, fear after relief. This cycle becomes addictive. Imagine this. Someone pulls away from you. They ignore you. They make you anxious. Your body goes into survival mode. Your heart races. Your mind spirals. Then suddenly, they show you affection. They text you. They apologize. They hold you. And you feel a rush, a wave of relief, a feeling so intense that it feels like love. But it is not love. It is the release of tension. You are not attached to the person. You are attached to the emotional roller coaster your nervous system learned to depend on. This is why mixed signals feel magnetic, why silence feels unbearable, why inconsistency feels intoxicating, why someone healthy feels boring. Healthy love does not activate your survival system. It does not trigger adrenaline. It does not feel like a rescue. It feels calm. It feels steady. It feels clear. But calm is unfamiliar when you grew up in chaos. Safety feels strange when danger shaped your childhood. Stable love feels empty when your nervous system only knows how to feel alive through fear. The chaos is not love. The chaos is the wound. And your body keeps returning to it because it learned to confuse intensity with intimacy. Trauma bonding convinces you that the pain is proof that you care, that longing is proof that you love, that heartbreak means the relationship is meaningful. But none of that is true. Longing is not love. Anxiety is not chemistry. Relief is not connection. And here is the most painful truth. You hold on to the person who hurts you because you are still trying to win the love you never received. Once you see this pattern, it loses its power. Once you understand the chemical loop, the emotional pull becomes weaker. And for the first time, you realize something life-changing. You were not addicted to them. You were addicted to a feeling that started in your childhood. And you can outgrow it. The fifth, why healthy love feels boring. When you grow up in emotional overload, peace feels like emptiness. When you grow up in chaos, consistency feels suspicious. When you grow up being ignored, kindness feels uncomfortable. This is why healthy love feels boring. not because it lacks depth, but because your nervous system is healing. As a child, your body learned that love is tension. Love is waiting. Love is guessing. Love is hoping someone finally chooses you. Your heart grew up inside a storm. So when you meet someone calm, stable, patient, your nervous system does not know what to do. Your body scans for danger that is not there. Your mind says they are good, but your body whispers, something is wrong. You confuse the absence of anxiety with the absence of connection. But here is the truth. The absence of anxiety is not the absence of love. The absence of anxiety is the presence of real love. Your nervous system is adjusting to something it never had. Safety, reliability, emotional presence. These things feel foreign at first. Foreign feels boring. But boring is not bad. Boring is regulated. Boring is grounded. Boring is healthy. Think about this. If your childhood taught you that intensity equals intimacy, then calmness feels empty. If love was unpredictable, predictability feels fake. If affection was rare, consistency feels overwhelming. Your body is not rejecting the person. Your body is rejecting the unfamiliar feeling of being cared for. Healthy love moves slowly. It does not rush. It does not overwhelm. It does not make you chase. It does not make you guess. It gives you space to breathe. But breathing feels strange when you spent your whole life holding your breath. So when healthy love appears, you feel no spark. But the spark you are missing was never love. It was adrenaline. It was anxiety. It was the alarm system you felt as a child. You are not bored. You are unlearning survival mode. Healthy love is steady. It is warm. It is clear. It is emotionally consistent. And your nervous system needs time to understand that this softness is not a trap. This gentleness is not temporary. This safety is not going to disappear. You are not losing passion. You are gaining peace. You are not settling. You are healing. And healing always feels unfamiliar before it feels natural. Healthy love will make sense only after your nervous system learns that calm is not danger. Calm is home. If no one has ever told you this, let me be the first. You are not broken for choosing the wrong people. You are not unlovable. You are not doomed to repeat your past forever. You are someone whose nervous system learned about love in a place that did not know how to love you the way you deserved. You survived without the emotional safety every child needs, and your body carried those lessons into adulthood, quietly, faithfully, automatically. But awareness is the beginning of healing. The moment you can name the pattern loses power. The moment you understand your reactions become choices. You are not controlled by your wounds once you start witnessing them. The patterns you repeat were never created by your adult self. They were shaped by a younger version of you. The child who never felt seen. The child who never felt safe. The child who had to grow up too fast. They did not choose these patterns. They adapted to survive. You do not need to punish that younger version of yourself. You do not need to blame them. You only need to meet them with gentleness, with patience, with understanding. Healing does not begin with strength. Healing begins with softness. And maybe, for the first time, your body will learn that love is not something you chase, not something you earn, not something you beg for. Love is something that stays, something that listens, something that feels safe. Healthy love is not loud. It does not demand. It does not pull you into chaos. Healthy love is a calm presence, a steady hand, a warm truth. It is the kind of love your nervous system was never taught to expect. But it is the kind of love you deserve. When you finally feel safe inside yourself, you will stop choosing people who feel like danger. You will stop feeling drawn to those who trigger your wounds. You will stop calling chaos chemistry. You will choose differently. You will love differently. You will receive differently. Not because you became someone new, but because you returned to who you were before the wounds. This is not the end of your story. This is the beginning of a new pattern, a new way of loving, a new way of being. You are not breaking down. You are breaking patterns. And that is one of the bravest things a human being can do. So take a breath. Be gentle with yourself. You are healing your past every time you choose yourself in the present. And step by step, your nervous system will learn a new truth. Love is not chaos. Love is not fear. Love is not hunger. Love is safety. Love is presence. Love is peace. And you deserve all of it.